My friends, how are you? It's absolutely fantastic to see you for yet another video. And I know over the last couple videos, I have been hammering away at what we are witnessing in America right now, which absolutely is the downfall of Donald Trump and the entire MAGA movement and potentially the Republican Party. And I'm sorry if that topic's getting a little bit boring, but to me, I find this to be truly fascinating. As you guys remember, it was less than a year ago when Donald Trump came into office, and a lot of us were confused about what we were going to do, how we were going to handle this, because some way or another, America ended up with a fascist in the White House. And he was on a revenge tour where he was hell-bent on kicking us all in the dicks because we didn't vote for him 4 years before that. And the whole thing was a revenge tour. And it was frightening to a lot of people because we just didn't know how the hell we were supposed to react. There were these constant displays of force every day in America where Donald Trump was sending the ICE Gestapo out into the streets, and he's still doing that. Of course he is. But now we're heavily protesting. We had Donald Trump sending the National Guard into states and cities all over the country. We had, did Donald Trump ever get that fucking military parade? I feel like he did, but it was so uneventful that nobody gave a shit about it. That's probably got him really pissed off too, doesn't it? Because I remember there being something about a military parade, and we all were all worked up about it, and then there was like a tank with a squeaky wheel or some shit. That's how insignificant Donald Trump's military parade was, my friends. But yes, I remember just a year ago being terrified with the rest of you. I remember recording a video right after Donald Trump was elected. That's when I started this channel, but it was like 11, 12 o'clock at night. I got up in a panic and just had to get out my frustrations about how terrified I was of the Donald Trump presidency. And we formed ourselves quite a nice little support group, haven't we, over here? You remember when I first started the channel, my viewers used to call me their emotional support redneck. I don't know how we forgot about that, but we've strayed very far from that, I guess. But that's okay. No big deal. The point I'm trying to make is for a while there, it felt like a lost cause, like we were doomed. We had nothing, there was nothing we could do, and we were just going to take it. And we watched, my friends, in this country as people from all over the place started to rise up and stand up to Donald Trump in different ways or another. And we've seen many, many times now the American people push back on Donald Trump and his bullshit. On that note, big shout out to my Canadian friends who also have been very instrumental in the pushback on Donald Trump when he started threatening to turn them into a 51st state and threatening to hit them with economically crippling tariffs. The Canadian people responded in a way that made Donald Trump regret the stupid bullshit that he was done. And as my Canadian friends always tell me, keep kicking at the darkness until you see daylight. And I hope I said that the right way, but motherfuckers, we are seeing daylight in this country. And that's why the last few videos have been on the same damn topic. We are living in a truly historic time in America where we definitely have to keep up the fight. Of course we do. But I expected all of us to just roll over and take it and do nothing to defend ourselves. And I got to be honest, the war's not over. The battle is not over. But I cannot be any more impressed with my country right now and the way we are standing up and the way we have stood up and the way we will continue to stand up against fascism in America. And I know I get told a lot sometimes that I am way too optimistic about what is going on in the world, but I don't feel that way. I actually see this all crumbling down right in front of us. And like I said, I see Donald Trump, obviously, he loses popularity every day. I don't know how much he cares about that, but the Republicans around him still have to be conscious of that. And we saw in that election a couple weeks ago a thorough ass-kicking by the Democrats in that last election, which obviously was very, very impressive. I'm still a little bit frustrated with the Democrats that folded on the funding bill, whatever the shutdown that we had going on. And I still don't buy into a lot of the bullshit that I hear about it, about, well, if they wouldn't have done that, then then the government wouldn't have reopened, and then they wouldn't have sworn in Adelita Grijalva and all those things. We do have to understand that Mike Johnson was breaking the fucking rules when he was doing that entire thing, right? They did put him in a position where he did have no choice, but the fucker was out of line to begin with. Like, he was going to starve Americans in service of Donald Trump. He was refusing to swear in an elected representative in service of Donald Trump. And if I remember, to get to that part of the video, it's one day we are going to see all of these people face the consequences for the actions that they have taken. And what I guess the point is, we are watching an absolute massive implosion of the MAGA movement. You notice, or you know how in the last couple videos I talked about the MAGA hat burning, where I saw a video of some people burning their merchandise. Well, apparently this is turning into a widespread thing now, where a bunch of MAGA dorks are realizing that they've been fucking conned, and they're lighting shit on fire, which is cool, I guess. I mean, I don't really understand the value in it necessarily when you talk about like a monetary value. They already bought the shit. Donald Trump's already got their money. Why does he care if they light it on fire? But for symbolic reasons, it's a very, very important step in America to see so many people taking their shit outside and lighting it on fire, which is what I would recommend you do. Take it outside before you light it on fire. That was for the hardcore MAGA dorks that are still in the cult. When you finally get your head out of your ass, light the fire outdoors. It's for your safety, all right? Just trying to fucking help over here. That's what I'm trying to do. Anyways, I'm trying to get my thoughts together on this, but we are watching the whole thing fall down. And my friends, I have a very rational fear that I want to share with you real quick. And that very rational fear has been that once Donald Trump is out, am I really going to have anything to talk about on this channel anymore? And I've been thinking about that for quite a few days. This whole channel is based on Donald Trump fucking up America. And I thought about it, and I thought, you know what, actually, I think I'm going to be here for a very, very long time, because not only do we have to get Donald Trump out of the fucking way, get all the MAGA Republicans voted out of their seat that they hold, we got all the trials to go through still, and the one I'm looking forward to the most, I think, is Mike Johnson. That one's going to be really satisfying for me, but also Pam Bondi is a very close second. But we got all the trials to go through of all the people that are committing crimes for Donald Trump that we're going to have to keep up with, and that's going to be fascinating. We'll get to talk about whatever sentences they get, and that'll be fun, because fuck them for what they try to do to the American people. And then after that, we need to, I think, in my opinion, is drag the Democratic Party to the fucking left, kicking and screaming if we have to get the right candidates in their place, right? And the reason I say all that is because, like I said, I have a very rational fear of dying like a trucker. And if you want to know how that works out, I'll be happy to tell you. See, basically, we get in these goddamn trucks and we spend years of our lives driving the fucking things. We're on a constant treadmill of chasing that good week. Next week's going to be better. Next week's going to be better. And finally, when we do get that good week, it doesn't count for shit, because the 6 weeks before that all went to hell on us. And now we're just playing catch up basically for the rest of our lives. And then we spend all of our lives missing holidays, birthdays, special occasions, blowing up every relationship we have in our life because we're too goddamn busy chasing that good week. And eventually, after 30 years of driving the truck and shoving fucking truck stop filth food down our fucking mouths, just chasing that good week, we end up all alone, all by ourselves. And one night we fall asleep in this bed right here, and all of our internal organs shut down. And then 3 days later, your dispatcher realizes that your load is late, so he calls the cops to check on the load. And then when the cops show up, they find that your stinking corpse is still in the goddamn truck. They drag it out of here, and they throw you in the goddamn ambulance. The trucking company shows up with a garden hose, sprays the fucking thing down, pulls out the old mattress, throws in a new one, and puts in the next sloppy bastard that's going to do the same thing for 30 fucking years. And that's why I worry that I won't have anything to talk about when Donald Trump is not in politics anymore. But I think that there's still so much to accomplish. It's going to take decades to clean up this mess that they've made. And I hope you all are still with me through that little tangent that I just went on. It's just I sometimes work out my own demons on my videos. Thank you all for the therapy, I guess. Sometimes you guys send me like super chats and super thanks and memberships, and I feel like I should pay you now after all that I just fucking said. But to get back to the point, Donald Trump is having one hell of a time right now. I don't think it's necessarily related to the Epstein files, because there are so many people in the MAGA movement that are just fucking fine with it. But it is amusing what sent them all over the fucking edge, because we have recently witnessed just this mass exodus from the MAGA movement. People burning their fucking merchandise, all because they found out that Donald Trump might have gave a blowjob to another guy. And look, I know that's funny, but it's disturbing as fuck. It was not the shit in the Epstein files having to do with children that has caused MAGA people to move away from Donald Trump. It is the thought that he might be at least a little bit bi-curious that has caused this mass exodus, like I just said, and that should tell you a lot about the character of who MAGA is. But nonetheless, it is super refreshing to find out that this whole burning the merchandise thing is a widespread thing that is going on. And I like that. I like that a lot. That's really interesting shit. But I want to get more into obviously, you know what I do want to talk about is the influencers, the right-wing influencers all over the internet right now. Now, I don't watch them because I can't fucking tolerate the bullshit that comes out of their mouth. A lot of you guys tell me that I should run for like a political office, and I know the channel sometimes goes through periods where we grow pretty rapidly and not everybody knows me, but I've said this before. You don't want me running for no political office. I cannot stomach fucking stupidity at all. If I was standing on a debate stage against a MAGA dork, the minute stupid shit started coming out of their mouths, I'd be launching that fucking podium. I'd be kicking shit. I'd just go off like a raving fucking lunatic, because I just don't have the capacity for fucking stupidity in my life. And on that note, I've been trying to do, I'll get back to the point in a minute, but I've been trying to do better in the comments section, because the stupid fucking comments have a tendency to stand out, and I'm like, oh, that just boiled my blood, and I start arguing with motherfuckers down there, and I'm trying to do better. So I spent yesterday going through and responding to your guys' nice comments. I didn't get a lot of you because there was a lot yesterday, but hopefully you got one, and I'm trying to respond more to the positive energy around here instead of arguing with dipshits. I guess I gotta shift into that more like bigger YouTuber mentality now, I guess. I don't fucking know what I'm supposed to do. I've never been here before. I'm doing my best, my friends, but try to respond more to the positive stuff that people say rather than the stupid shit that people say. But the point of all that is I don't have the fucking temperament to actually be a politician. I would embarrass the fuck out of you guys with just getting pissed off about fucking everything. Sure, it'd be a fun show, but that's not the point. That's not who we want in political offices. But that's why I don't listen to right-wing influencers. So I'm getting all my information on this kind of secondhand from other people that can stomach the bullshit that's coming out of their mouths. But you hear rumblings of like Joe Rogan questioning Donald Trump sometimes, and hell, Joe Rogan's as dumb as a fucking rock. So the fact that he's questioning something, hell, I'm all for it. Good job, Joe Rogan. It's about fucking time. Dumb motherfucker, man. Joe Rogan reminds me of like a parrot or something like that. I know that's like a generic example, but the motherfucker just repeats what he heard from other people, right? But like Joe Rogan, Nick Fuentes is apparently having some issues, Tim Pool, people like that, people that I cannot stomach to fucking listen to for more than 30 seconds without like hoping something happens to me. Like I'm just over life at this point listening to them. So I've heard other people talk about how these right-wing influencers are coming out and they're having major problems with Donald Trump. They're starting to call out his bullshit and they're starting to turn against him. And do you know why? Do you know why? Because they have a career to protect, and they understand that Donald Trump is losing popularity amongst the American people at a very, very rapid pace. And I think think that's a shitty thing to do, is like, well, you're just acknowledging that you're grifting your audience at that point and just saying the things they want you to say so that you can continue to get a paycheck. And I understand. I told you guys about my very rational fear of dying like a trucker earlier, but I have said since the beginning of this channel, I don't particularly have anything to lose, right? If you guys hate my videos, I guess that fucking sucks, but I always got the truck to fall back on, right? That having that day job kind of keeps it so I can say whatever I want. I mean, within reason, without being a fucking lunatic, I guess, and can still feel how I feel about things without being necessarily beholden to my audience and if they like me or not. I mean, I'm not trying to run you guys off. I'm just saying because I'm chained to this fucking truck, I have some freedoms with what I say on the videos and how I feel about things. And it's fucking crazy to me that there's influencers out there that by saying that they are turning on Trump, by signaling that they are turning on Trump, are openly saying they told you all the bullshit you wanted to hear for all these years, and now that's not popular anymore. Fuck that, I'm out. That's fucking crazy that's a thing. But there are so many people in America that like to be told what they think. That's just kind of the way this fucking country works. And overall, it's a shitty thing to do, but it may end up being beneficial as Americans go, oh, fuck, we don't like Donald Trump anymore? Okay, Joe Rogan told me what I like and don't like, fucking got the message, you know, and all that shit. But it's a big deal. Because politics plays out so much on social media, it is an important thing to hear these MAGA influencers suddenly start to change their tune and start walking away from Donald Trump to protect their own careers. Yes, but there are beneficial side effects to that for the American people, obviously. So we are hearing a lot about that too. It's a big fucking deal. And also, when it comes to the politicians, at the time of recording this video right now, the vote has not happened with the Epstein files. It may be going on right now as I'm recording. I don't know how long this shit takes. It may be done by the time you guys see this video. But we are going to see, I believe, the fucking floodgates open with people voting to release these Epstein files, because they have to make a choice at this point. Do we continue to ride the Trump train, or do we do what's in our own self-interest to vote for these files to come out? Because you do not want to be on record as the person that voted to not release the Epstein files at this point. And if you are, you must believe that Donald Trump is somehow going to shield you from the consequences of your actions. And Donald Trump is an 80-year-old morbidly obese man who spent yesterday talking about how there wasn't enough tartar sauce on the fucking fish sandwiches at McDonald's. That's what our president's up to right now, by the way. Fuck. But self-preservation is going to kick in. And that has nothing to do, I don't think, with Donald Trump suddenly changing his tune a couple days ago and saying, I want them to vote to release the Epstein files. This is another one of those suckers born every fucking minute type of things that Donald Trump is doing, because as soon as he said it, oh, bless their hearts, the MAGA dorks showed up to my channel, like they fucking do, to say, see, all this time Donald Trump wanted the Epstein files released. Motherfucker. Oh, God, I don't know what it's like to be that dumb. I'm not the smartest guy. I'm the smartest guy in this truck, that's for damn sure. But I don't know what it's like to be that fucking dumb that you go, see, Donald Trump always wanted them out. Couple problems here. If Donald Trump always wanted them out, Donald Trump can just tell the Department of Justice to put them out. We don't need the House and the Senate to figure that the fuck out. Donald Trump could just do it, right? But yes, there's some people saying, yeah, look, he wanted them out the whole fucking time. Motherfuckers drive me nuts, my friends. Drive me absolutely fucking crazy. But the point is, you're gonna see the floodgates fucking open on that, because Donald Trump is elderly. Donald Trump is losing popularity. There's no political advantage right now to sticking with Donald Trump. And even if you don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I particularly don't, bravery is contagious. And her standing up to Donald Trump the way that she is, the way Thomas Massey is standing up the way that he is, you are going to see other people catch that bravery and stand up for themselves. We are watching the downfall of Donald Trump in real fucking time. But when it comes to these Epstein files, I know I've kind of pondered a little bit about what this might be, why he may be saying that and all that. And I've come to the conclusion that I think most of you have come to when it comes to these Epstein files and Donald Trump suddenly saying to fucking release them. He's trying to fool his base. When the Republicans come out and vote for them to be released today, Donald Trump will be like, see, I'm a man of the people. I got the Republicans on board to release that. But also, because Donald Trump is going to block it from coming out still. Let me explain how, and I know most of us already know, but for the dumb motherfuckers in the back there, let me explain. I don't mean that necessarily unless you're still wearing your red hat, then I still mean that, all right? I don't take it back, but that was just a joke, the dumb motherfuckers part, partially. So Donald Trump had announced that he was going to have Pam Bondi open up some new investigations into the Democrats in the Epstein files, right? He did that just a couple days before he said, I want the Republicans to vote to release this. So in the event it goes through the House, then it goes to the Senate and they vote on it and it makes it to Donald Trump's desk, he can still sign off on it and say, I am releasing everything that we're legally allowed to that's not subject to an open investigation right now, which means they'll just continue to block the fucking thing from coming out by saying that it's an open investigation. And this is a very sleazy fucking move from Donald Trump. But I got good news for you, my friends. I got good fucking news for you. He won't get away with this one. Absolutely not. The minute that it goes down like that, he's painted himself into such a fucking corner at this point. Veto it, motherfucker. I dare you. Your MAGA base is going to fucking lose it, right? But on top of that, that's one option for him. If he says, okay, we're releasing everything that's not subject to an investigation, the right-wing MAGA influencers that I was talking about just a few fucking minutes ago are going to come out on the internet absolutely losing their shit over that. You said you were releasing the fucking files, you opened the investigation, and he's not getting away with that at all. And I know, my friends, I do give myself a little bit of shit because you guys give me shit, but I don't mind, all right? I do get accused of a lot of being too optimistic, but in my opinion, in less than a year, we have given Donald Trump a thorough ass kicking in which they were planning to have America completely under control by now. We were just supposed to be like submissive and do what we were told right now while they took all the money from us, and we continue to punch back. We continue to handle our fucking business. I was not joking a couple days ago when I said that I see a very real possibility that Donald Trump could be impeached and actually convicted in the Senate before the next midterms for a lot of fucking reasons. I'm trying to wrap this up. It's a little bit long, but for a lot of fucking reasons, trying to block the Epstein files even further, and the Republicans needing to protect their own career will be instrumental in that happening. I think Donald Trump is on his way out one way or another. Or we may go, I believe it was the Nixon route, I believe so, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, where enough Republicans are going to talk to Donald Trump and say, you have got to resign because, dude, you're not it. You're not good for the party, which means, my friends, you're up next, JD, you little bitch. Oh yeah, JD, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Oh, I'm gonna get a lot of content out of you, JD Vance. And JD Vance does not scare me in the fucking least. JD Vance lost the base before he even fucking started, and the minute he starts opening his mouth talking in that very proper way that JD Vance talks, he's gonna lose so much of the Trump base it is not even fucking funny. So anyways, sorry if I'm boring you with the same topic basically 3 days in a row, but it's a developing story. It continues to get worse and worse for Donald Trump, and I don't give a fuck how he feels about it. He didn't give a fuck about us when he was fucking up our livelihoods, when he was fucking up our jobs, when he was fucking up our healthcare, when he was fucking up the SNAP benefits to millions of Americans, and he did not give a fuck when he ripped our own fucking families in half, where we watched as our family members turned into raving, hateful fucking lunatics. He did not give a fuck then either. So you cannot ask me to extend the same amount of give a fuck, or you can ask me to extend the exact same amount of give a fuck to Donald Trump, but we got to keep this fight up, baby. We are in it for years that this shit's gonna go on. Anyways, I'll shut my mouth and get back to work. Love you guys. Bye now.